Ruthie Henshall struggled to hold back tears as she discussed not being able to visit her mother Gloria, 87, in a care home amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The West End star, 53, appeared on Tuesday's Loose Women and broke down as she told the panelists, "I'm watching my mother die from a window." Ruthie has been unable to see her dementia-stricken mother since last October and hasn't hugged her since March due to restrictions, with her mum having faced a 4-month isolation after 13 of her fellow residents died. The former I'm a Celebrity contestant revealed that since care homes have only permitted one visitor, her sister has been the one to go and stick. Hailing her distress, Ruthie said, "I am watching my mother, cries, sorry, I'm watching my mother die from a window. I'm sorry to get so emotional, but it's so frustrating because of the indecision of this government. I can't work out what the government are saying half the time. I think in years to come, we will look back at all these people in care homes who can't see their loved ones and they've gone downhill and will think, how did we let this happen?" It's not just care homes, but discussing when she last saw her mum, Ruthie said, "It was before I went into the castle, for I'm a celebrity, so back then they brought in the rule of not being able to have more than one person go and see her behind a screen and that had to be the same person." Explaining that her sister is now the only visitor allowed, Ruthie said, "Because I was going away into the castle and my other sister works as a teaching assistant, it fell to my other sister to be the one who went in. I haven't been able to see her. They've moved her into a front room and I've been able to stand at the but I'm shocked, just absolutely shocked and devastated by the shell of a woman." Ruthie went on to say, when Helen Whately recently announced the volunteer scheme, where they were asking for volunteers to go into care homes, strangers, to do a check-in and chat with these people, with people in care homes, they would receive the vaccine and they could go in. Now that incensed all of us who have got loved ones in there because, let's just talk about the fact that we are being told. I applied on the website, I said I had experience as a carer until the government terminated my employment, and the fact is, we've been told we can't go into the care home that our loved one is in. Ruthie explained that just because you volunteer to be a carer it is no guarantee you can see your loved one, revealing that it's a postcode lot. Ruthie added that care homes have now been given guidance to say they can open up. However, as it is not law, it is up to the individual facilities to decide. Of campaigning to see her mum, emotional Ruthie bravely continued, "It's the rights for residents that we're campaigning with, and basically, if you've got, my mother's had the vaccine, if you've got a lateral flow test, PPE and the temperature check, the risk is so minimal compared with the risk of these people." Ruthie continued, "What we can say is that, all we're asking for is 2 hours a week, 2 essential family carers and to get the law passed, that enshrines our rights as we are going to find that the care sector is going to be decimated by this. People are choosing not to put their loved ones in care homes as they don't know if they'll be able to see them when it's going to have such a knock-on effect." Describing happy memories of her mum, Ruthie said, "She was a teacher, a drama teacher and an English teacher. I get stopped all the time in my hometown, not for anything I do, but to say, 'Your mother taught me and she inspired me.' I was at the Olivier one year and a lady came up to me and said, 'Your mother is the reason I'm here in heaven.'" So we go back to that wonderful thing of teachers changing your life. They have that ability to change. Last month, Ruthie opened up on her fears that her mother will die in her care home, thinking she had been abandoned by her own. Ruthie told how she lives in constant fear that I'm going to get a call telling me the worst, as she expressed her worry that her mother's condition has rapidly deteriorated following months of. Ruthie said her Ipswich-raised mother changed from a confident, smartly dressed English and drama teacher to the shadow of her former self after dementia took hold. She also explained the impact it had on her father, whom Ruthie said was left broken as he watched Gloria's health decline, with Parkinson's also ravaging her body. Sharing her dismay at her mother's loneliness, she explained, "It breaks my heart to see Mom isolated in her care home, with no visits from family. She's 87 and needs round-the-clock care for dementia, and growing ever more aware that she hasn't got much time left." The TV star went on to say that she hasn't been able to touch her mother since the first lockdown kicked in March last year, adding she's terrified that her conditioning is deteriorating. She told how before the restrictions, she and her siblings used to visit Gloria 3 times a week and spend quality time with her that made her feel very special. And with these regular visits no longer allowed, Ruthie expressed her fears that Gloria would not realize why her children no longer come and would think that they had forgotten. She said, "Touching was the most important thing for Mom. She would smile when I massaged her feet, or stroked." When you have a relative with dementia, you are their eyes, ears and memories. It hurts to think that she is locked inside her home, thinking that we have all of it. Ruthie went on to speak of a recent FaceTime call with her mother in which she neither spoke or smiled, with Ruthie believing her mother is giving up on living due to her loneliness. She added, "On the really dark days, I worry that she is dying. I live in constant fear that I'm going to get a call telling me that it's like walking around and shake-off. The stage actress recently said she will fight for the right to see her dementia-stricken mother in her care home after she discussed the particular upsetting thing. Ruthie said that Gloria never said a word or even smiled during the poem, as she vowed to continue to push for people to be allowed to visit elderly relatives in care homes during lockdown. She told her followers on Twitter, "I had a FaceTime with my mum Gloria today. She never said a word or even I am going on BBC News and ITV News this week to fight for the right to see." What is dementia? The killer disease that robs sufferers of their memories. A global concern. Dementia is an umbrella term used to describe a range of progressive neurological disorders, those affecting the brain, which impact memory, thinking. There are many different types of dementia, of which Alzheimer's disease is the most. Some people may have a combination of types of dementia. Regardless of which type is diagnosed, each person will experience their dementia in their own way. Dementia is a global concern, but it is most often seen in wealthier countries, where people are likely to live into very. How many people are affected? The Alzheimer's Society reports there are more than 850,000 people living with dementia in the UK today, of which more than 500,000. It is estimated that the number of people living with dementia in the UK by 2025 will rise to over 1 million. In the US, it's estimated there are 5.5 million Alzheimer's sufferers. A similar percentage rise is expected in the coming years. As a person's age increases, so does the risk of them developing dementia. Rates of diagnosis are improving, but many people with dementia are thought to still be undiagnosed. Is there a cure? Currently there is no cure for dementia. But new drugs can slow down its progression, and the earlier it is spotted, the more effective treatments. Source: Alzheimer's Society advertisement.